All right, welcome back. Well, it's a question we've asked a whole lot here on Good Day recently. Should kids have smartphones, and when should they get them?
I know you've been pondering on this issue for a while now, but Governor Hochul, she's considering banning smartphones in New York schools, but some parents, they think kids shouldn't have smartphones at all. Let's get right to Professor of Advanced Media and Residence at the Newhouse School of Public Communication. Shelly Palmer is here to give us his take. Now, Shelly, is it about age or developmental readiness for a cell phone? Which comes first?
First of all, developmental readiness trumps everything, and parents have been struggling with this for years. When do you put the child in school? Are they a year behind? Are they a year ahead? But here we're talking about something much, much more difficult, which is the peer pressure that kids feel starting as early as 9 years old, where they just have to have a smartphone or they're not part of the group or they're not part of their world. And on the other hand, young minds with tools like this, kids can be incredibly nasty to one another. There's a movement, parents are getting together all over the place. One of my favorites is a group called Wait Till 8th. And they're advocating, obviously, waiting till 8th grade, where you're, 13 to 14 years old. Now, as you know, Tashani, you're not supposed to have your Facebook account, your Instagram account until you're 13. That's their rules, but as early as 11, sometimes even earlier, people are just letting their kids go on these apps, and they are highly addictive, and what kids can do is really unfortunate.
And Shelly, you just hit on it there. These phones, they're so addictive for anybody, and for a parent, you give your kid this very addictive thing, and then they get sort of latched onto it. What else do you expect to actually have happen a lot of these times?
So Dan, we can talk about legislation all day long, and Governor Hochul should be applauded for what she's trying to do. And look, I can argue both sides, but I will tell you from my perspective, when you taught your child to cross the street, you took their hand, you said, let's look both ways, let's walk purposefully across the street and keep looking, and don't rush, just get across the street. Did you do that one time? No, you did it over and over again. My daughter's an adult with 2 kids of her own. The other day, we were crossing Madison Avenue. I grabbed your hand and laughed. I said, now look both ways. You never stop doing that as a parent because parents worry. Why would you hand your child a smartphone and say, here, it's cool, just go use it any way you want? This is on parents as much as it's on kids, and certainly it's not up to the government to help us do this one way or the other. We could use some regulation here, but parents, you're giving your children an addictive, seriously addictive device. You might want to watch them use it a little bit.
And Shelly, I want to get one last. You have 2 grandkids. I have a niece. She's had a phone since she was 10. What are some of the parameters that you need to place on kids? Because at one point, she'd just be like in a room all day, talking to friends and surfing online.
I've got 3 children and 4 grandchildren, Tashani, and I tell you what, we do have some rules in the Palmer world, and that is that there's a limit to the amount of time per day. There are a wealth of tools you can use to limit internet access in your home and on those devices. Now, parents have to choose. Do you want to be in a surveillance state or teach your children and trust them? This is individual choice, but those rules you have to set. And one thing's critical, have a serious heart-to-heart talk with your child, because the more you trust them and have an open dialogue, the better off this is going to be.
It's got to be a little bit of both. Teach them, but then also you got to regulate them. Shelly Palmer, thank you so much.
We'll see you next
Shelly.
time. Thank you.
That's exactly what my sister did. She just zapped the internet. Time's up.